Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's me. You know who I am, and just wanted to say that I'm here with my main man, Chris Moran.
Yo,
Uh-huh.
once again,
His beard is bigger than it was the last time
before I told you I
he
was
was on
working.
this
I
podcast.
told you I was working
The
on it.
Lord has been good to him by
Oh,
way of his beard. So on a serious note, but this is the Takeaway Podcast, and it's the Takeaway Podcast is all about relationships. It's all about relationships and how we can groom and grow those relationships. With just being upfront, honest, I'm gonna ask you to do me a real big favor. I'm gonna ask you to like, comment, and share on whatever platform you are watching or listening on today. That you would maybe even text three people this content today for I'm sure it'll be beneficial in the relationships of your life. I live in many different levels of my relationships, whether that's I'm being mentored, whether that's I am the mentor and I have mentees, whether that's in a relationship with my spouse, with my parents, my siblings. It's so many different levels of relationships.
yeah, appreciate
And
you, Mike.
it's so many different levels of relationship. Let me get my mic
Get
right.
your life together. We on these people podcasts, and
It's
you over here, your mic hanging out.
Yeah, my mic hanging out.
Help
Yeah,
him out.
yeah. So many different levels of relationships, and I wanted to jump in today
Yeah,
with I believe a mentee mentor relationship with my main man Chris.
absolutely.
Um, um, I think our relationship is pretty unique. Pretty, it is what it is.
Yeah,
It's kind of funny. We went to Tropical Smoothie today, and that's kind of really
how it all
how it all
started.
started. How it all started. For
Right.
those who don't know the story, I'm gonna let him tell you the story. You
So,
know,
I was just coming back from college. I went down to South Florida to pursue a degree in commercial music technology. That's just a fancy way of saying mixing and engineering music. And things didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. I failed. I flunked out. I had to leave. So I came back to Brevard County, with my tail between my legs, and Wash was looking for somebody to help out with his ministry. I wasn't trying to go back to church again. You know what I'm saying? Because
anywhere.
I wasn't trying to go nowhere. I don't care how big the paycheck was, wasn't happening. So, long story short, he had been trying to track me down. I had been dodging his phone calls.
Yeah, yeah.
And he finally caught up with me, man. And we started hanging out a little bit. And it started with a breakfast sandwich from Tropical
Little
Smoothie.
bitty baby. A little bitty baby breakfast sandwich. You didn't
Yes.
get the super size. It was the little bitty
No.
baby one.
And was there a smoothie involved?
There was a smoothie involved in the
Okay.
morning.
Yeah, in the morning.
In the morning.
That
Yeah.
that was the only time he was gonna catch me up early.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then from then on, he showed me what he had going on. He showed me. He didn't tell me, but he showed me that what he was seeking was deeper than a gift or being able to play a
Keyboard.
keyboard
Yeah.
or play some drums or
I
something
think
like
we
that.
actually hung out some weeks before you played.
Yeah,
Don't play.
yeah. Don't play. Just come sit
let's
in.
just go to breakfast. Go to church, Joker.
Yeah,
Like,
just sit in church.
come
I
to
wasn't going.
Jesus.
I was not going.
Come to Jesus.
I was not going. I wasn't having it.
Come to Jesus.
I was gonna be asleep
Just now.
on a Sunday.
Yeah, I used to speak to your stepmom.
Yeah,
I'll tell her, man, where Chris at?
yeah,
What you got going on, man?
yeah. She used to tell me all the time, "Wash was looking for you," and I was like, "Oh, okay." I'm
He
glad to
probably
hear
want me to
that.
go to church.
Yeah, he probably went, and I'm not
Yeah.
going.
I,
I'm sorry.
yeah, I think this segue really into what we're talking about today, getting in where you fit in. I think
Absolutely.
there's space
Mm-hmm.
and those places that have room for us that we don't really know about,
Absolutely.
or we have prejudged those places.
Mm-hmm.
Because you came back, you say all of that about your tail between your legs and all of that, and I know you don't like the way the South Florida school situation ended, but you still took a lot away from that.
I did.
And I think we talked about this the other night on
Mm-hmm.
101 at the house. I think it was like you know, I asked you. Remember what I asked you?
But
Not really.
not really.
You can't really remember.
No.
Okay.
Because
So
there's a lot of
there was a lot
talks,
that was going on.
You know what
so,
I'm saying?
So I think I said something about, do you recognize really how much you've grown, or you kind of picking up what I'm putting down since you've been here? Because we kind of wired the same way in some areas. We want to be so much farther. We want to be so much faster. We want to be so much sweeter.
Right.
But,
sweet.
But talk
sweet.
about that. Talk about.
Yeah, because a lot of times you get caught up in, you keep looking towards the future, you keep looking towards the past, and you're really not paying attention to what's going on in the moment. You remember when I said I came back here with $0 and 0 cents? I didn't have a car. I got a lawn company now with a truck, with a trailer. Well, 2 trailers now and 2 mowers. I just let one of my homies get one of the mowers that I had. So now not only am I in a good place, but I'm in a place to start helping other people start to work towards their dreams. Bro, you get sometimes you gotta sit back and just take a look at that and say, I'm doing all right. I might not be where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? I might not be able to go on a yacht and throw a couple thousand
in ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
I just wanted to see where you were.
Don't put that in there.
No, that's in there. It's in there. So the point is, sometimes you also need, though, to be reminded.
Absolutely.
Serious note, you need to be somebody to remind you, like, hey, yeah, you're not where you want to be, the churchy phrase. But look, though, like, you have a process, you have a track record of, you started here.
Right.
And now you here, right?
Absolutely.
And we talked about that the other night. I think another big thing on getting in where you fit in is like, so there's these places that have space for you. There's these places that are good for you, that could be beneficial for you and others. But many times we don't walk through those doors because we've already decided, you know, they don't want me.
Right.
I'm not good enough. I don't want to be rejected.
Absolutely.
I don't want to try. I mean, what are some other things that stop us from walking in those doors?
Man, like just like you said, what does your appearance in the mirror look like to you? Like, of course, me and you can have this conversation. You can say, Chris, you're this and you're that. But if I look in that mirror and say I'm not, no. I'm not gonna. It don't matter what anybody else says. It has to resonate with you. You have to be able to look on the inside of yourself and say, you know what? Yeah, I did that. Yeah, that worked out for me. And it did. I might have been rejected here before, but I'm a totally different person now. That door might be open for me. You know what I'm saying? So, and just looking at where you've been and what you've overcome and seeing that, you know what I'm saying? I did this before, so I don't have that fear anymore. It might be scary, but you know that I can feel the fear, but I can keep moving forward anyway.
I think a good question for those who are listening, watching, and even really for us at this table is, what do you do when you feel overwhelmed, when you feel out of place? What do you do when you feel, you're talking about getting in where you fit in, what do you do when you feel out of place? Like outside of your comfort, and I'll explain it. Like, what do you do when you feel out of place? Like outside of your comfort zone. Like, what do you do when you feel out of place?
I guess it really depends on what situation we're talking about, but that's a good time to understand that sometimes your discomfort is where your growth is going to come from. You know, when you get in the room, like you remember that time, right when I was coming back, you had me making those videos for the church, and we talked about it. We did. We talked about it, and you was like, and I had got your sermon and stuff like that, and you was kind of going off on us.
Yeah.
And I showed you the video. You was like, bro, don't show them people that stuff. But when we got there, you know what I'm saying? You was like,
I think that was like for a Rotary Club or for Brian at a fundraiser.
Yeah, it was a few of his friends, but if when I sat at it worked.
Well.
But when I sat at that table and I looked at the heavy hitters that was there, I was like, man, this man not finna play my video in front of these people. and you was like, bro, we finna play that video.
Mm.
I had never been in a situation like that before. I had never sat at a table with people like that. And that's how you get your name in the rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Because if somebody else say, hey, I need a video, you know what? I just watched Chris's video from the other day. You know what I'm saying? So once you start feeling like, hey, I don't amount up to what's going on here, know that you're in the right place.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta talk against that self-defeat.
Absolutely.
That self-denial, that putting yourself down. And
Yeah.
I think I gotta say this right now before I forget, because I'm getting old, that was my first time in that room.
For real?
I mean, I've been in that room
How did
before, but with those people at that table, I think it was something like a fundraiser we was doing. We don't really do fundraisers, but I
Yeah.
get my homies to get their friends to
Yeah.
come to their
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
boardrooms
yeah.
and we play a video and I
Yeah.
talk. So that was my first or second or maybe third time doing something like that. And many of those people in that room I didn't know either.
Right.
So
How did
I
you
think
feel?
sometimes, I mean, I just felt like I've always been one that bought what I'm selling. So even if I didn't feel, oftentimes, I may not feel confident in myself.
Wow.
I do feel confident in the product.
Say that again for
Yeah,
the people.
because even no, for real, I've been trying to say it like I said it when I said it, because I was about to say it.
Right, say
when I
that
said it.
again.
But even when I don't feel confident in myself, I feel confident in my product.
Oh.
because what I'm doing is really pure. It's coming from an impure vessel, but it's really pure. I really believe in whether it's in the park with the kids, whether it's the people out of prison, whether it's the church stuff, or whether it's the one-on-one. I really have good intentions and the right motive. So even if my numbers ain't right, or every I isn't dotted, every T isn't crossed, I really believe in the content.
Absolutely.
That's why the takeaway is so important for me. And I'll be honest, we took a month or so off because I don't do fake well.
Right.
And there's some things I went through personally that I'll be rolling out the next several weeks, but I had to be honest with myself that I was ready to share. You know what I mean? And I think it's in those moments of discomfort, it's in those moments where I'm outside of my comfort zone that I actually need to stand on. And you do too, listening to me, watching me today. You need to stand on what you believe. It's in those areas where you outside of your comfort zone. Do you believe it or do you don't believe it? I mean, like, are you with it or are you not with it?
Right. Can I say this real quick? Because a lot of times what we need you to understand here is not us trying to prove something to God, okay? Is God proving to us what we have on the inside of us. So he's going to send you in a couple of situations where there's going to be a little bit of friction. But he's showing you, like I was talking to the teens the other night about identity. We was talking about Gideon. What was Gideon doing?
Hiding.
He was hiding. And then God came to him and, well, he sent an angel, but God came to him and was like, man, you a warrior, dude. What you doing?
Hiding.
Like, what we doing? You hiding.
Hiding.
And Gideon was like, no, I'm not that guy. I'm the least of everybody in my family. And God said, man, if you don't get out here and do what I called you to do, you already won, bro. So God, but because what Gideon thought he was doing, he thought he was running away. He thought he was hiding. But what he actually did was end up getting into a quiet space. Oh, I didn't know that was coming.
Yeah. Quiet space.
He ended up getting into a quiet space where he could talk to God.
That's right.
And God came in him, like we were talking about prayer changes things. He went in there and he got permission to go ahead and do what he needed to do for his land. Go ahead, man.
This is really good
Go ahead.
because a lot of times we're outside of our comfort zone because we're outside of our routine. And that piggyback on Gideon, that piggybacks on so much about getting in where you fit in. Like, sometimes we have to get outside of our routine.
Absolutely.
I'm a process guy. Process theology, process guarantees progress. I'm all about process. But sometimes, and many times, when things are changing, when we're shifting into something else or moving into something else, we have to get outside of our comfort zone. We have to break up our routine.
Absolutely.
That meant you doing youth stuff, and look at you, still trying to do youth stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you bootleg preaching. All right, just now.
I get
did y'all
in
see
where I
that?
fit in.
You bootleg. Yeah,
I get in where I fit in.
So it started with youth, and you like, man, these kids bad. I don't even like these kids. And went to doing this to, starting your own business and doing other things. But You can have a routine.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you have a routine. I know you have a schedule. I have a schedule. I know about routines. I know about schedules. But here's a question. Do you emotionally detach when it's not what you're used to? I'll answer first.
Mm-hmm.
Do you emotionally detach when it's not what you're used to? Do you? I'll answer. I have emotionally detached when it's not something I'm used to.
Mm-hmm.
When it's something that doesn't do it for me. Though I know I'm supposed to do it, I have emotionally detached. I am having a pity party. I'm having a temper tantrum, but I'm not doing it vocally. I have resolved to be around, but just to be around, and I don't behave that way. Mm-hmm. So I have emotionally detached because it's not what I'm used to. Like I've literally checked out, but been at the table,
Mm-hmm.
but been in the church, but been in the family, but sitting on the couch, but I've checked out. And part of getting in where you fit in, part of this whole shifting stuff is studying our own self, not just paying attention to other people, but studying our own self. Like, why am I mad? Like, why am I not speaking to nobody?
Absolutely.
Why am I hiding like Gideon?
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't, or Jonah. Right? We're speaking a lot of scriptures today, like a lot of church stuff. Like today, we go to church.
Wow, we go to church.
Yeah, we go to church. Yeah, because Jonah did the same thing. He ran. You know, he's like, no, I don't want to. I'm not doing it. I'm going the opposite way.
Right.
Because I'm not going to do it. Like, so do you? That's really something to think about. And you may even need to pause today and really think about it before you finish the rest of this podcast. Like, do you emotionally detach when it's not what you're used to? And how? Do you check out? And how do you check out? Because emotional detachment is real low key and camouflage. It's low key. It's camouflage. Emotional detachment is low key. It's camouflage. It's not always the people rah, 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 rah. Sometimes it's the people who are silent, who are moving back. I could think of a few relationships in my life right now. They're emotionally detached. I see it. I sense it. I understand it. It's okay because they have to want to be there.
Absolutely.
And emotionally, people got to want to be there. You know, like, so you got to answer for that. Are you good? Like, why do we emotionally detach when it's not what we used to?
Because I mean, we're creatures of habit. You know what I'm saying? We like things to be in routine. That's what our brain does. It compartmentalizes things so that, you know, I already know this. I'm not wasting energy trying to, you know what I'm saying, get somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I know how to get to McDonald's. And I don't even have to think about it. I know it's there. My brain compartmentalized that for me, you know, and it happens that way a lot of times because a lot of us are results driven and not process driven. So results don't happen the way we want to. So we're just like as fast as we want to. So it's just like, oh man, I got to make another change again. I got to change something else. And it's just like, well, dang, if I change this, will this happen or will it get better? And that would cause us to kind of emotionally back out of what we're doing. We lose that desire to get where we're going. So we're kind of going with the...
So disappointment pushes emotional detachment? What else?
Absolutely. Disappointment.
What does emotionally detachment look like personally?
Emotional detachment is just like you said, I'm there, but I'm not there.
Okay.
Like say I have the lawn business and I wanted to be in a certain place and it's not getting where I want to. Say I lose a client or something like that. I'm just showing up to work every day. It's not that I'm not doing a good job. I can still function, but it's just a shell of me. It's not the same passion. It's not the same drive. It's not the same. No passion.
Get
no
along,
drive.
get along to go along.
Absolutely.
Like we can tell when somebody got passion on a particular thing.
Yeah.
We can tell when they feel
Absolutely.
it and they like it and they want to be there,
Mm-hmm.
or when they just there.
Right.
Yeah, you can feel in the
And
blanks.
that's not where you want to be.
Yeah, any kind of
Relationship,
anything,
anything.
When you just going through the motion.
Just showing up.
So emotion detachment is low key, is camouflage, but emotion detachment is when you actually stay in position,
Yep.
but you leave the building at the same time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm sitting next to you, but I'm on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I'm here,
But
I'm not here.
I'm not listening to
I'm
you.
really not here.
I hear you talking,
But
but
I'm not saying
listening.
nothing back.
It's not.
So you stay, but you leave at the
Yeah,
same time.
you're gone.
Mm.
I can be standing there. And,
So you check out.
yeah.
Mm.
That
Yeah.
can happen.
Yeah. Because we talking the Bible,
Uh-oh.
and it was this dude in the Bible
Yeah.
in Luke 15.
Uh-oh.
This dude in the Bible in Luke 15, he's like always at his dad's house. This is the story of the prodigal son
Okay.
and his brother.
Mm-hmm.
And the dude always there, man.
Yeah.
This dude is like there.
Mm-hmm.
And his brother leaves. His dad waits on his brother, but this dude just doing what he doing.
Right.
The way he been doing it.
Right.
How he always did it. Well, the dude is so into what he doing
Mm-hmm.
to where his brother come back, his daddy done threw a party,
Right.
you know, and he didn't, everybody off work.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude so much into what he doing in his own lane, in his own zone, in his own world, that he don't even see what's going on. He don't even recognize
Right.
everything that's going on at his own house, man.
Come on.
And so he comes back and he asks his father, "What's up? Why everybody? What's up? Y'all having a
What's
party?
going
What
on?
we
Who
what
we
we
celebrating?
doing?" And the dad had to tell him, "Man, your brother was lost and found.
He came back.
You know, I killed the fattest cow. You know, his big meat over here. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Larry Hoover. You know what I'm saying? All
Your glasses look like Larry Hoover.
look, it's Big Meech. You understand? It's Rick Ross. No,
Right.
anyway, it's BMF.
Everybody here.
Yeah.
Jay-Z's in the
Yeah,
building.
no, it's Bumpy.
Bump. Johnson.
It's
Ellsworth.
Ellsworth Johnson.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No, but really though, he like, yeah, we having a party. And dude like really was, one, he didn't know.
Mm,
Two, he frustrated.
right.
I've been here all these years. And I was like, you really got to live your life in such a way to where you don't not attached to anything.
Right.
And that's a soft spot for me, man. That's a place I really desire to never fall into.
Being attached to. Talk to me about
Detached,
that.
like everything going on and you see nothing.
Right.
People hurting, you don't notice.
Mm,
People going through, you don't care. Like we all gonna grind, we all gonna have something to do, but like stuff going on, you notice nothing.
right.
You have no emotion.
You're right. You just
You have no feeling, filter,
head to the
opinion
ground. Right.
about nothing. You've emotionally detached.
Mm-hmm.
That means you are careful, but you don't care. You just own the wheel.
Right.
That's scary, man. I
Absolutely.
couldn't imagine being married to someone like that, being a pastor in a church like that, being in a part of anything when nobody feel nothing, when nobody had no passion about nothing. That's a problem.
Absolutely.
Like hate me or like me, but just don't be around me.
Right. Come on.
Bible say he'd rather have you hot or cold, but lukewarm, he spit you out.
Right.
Funny story, just because I'm talking about this.
Right.
But yeah, this is a funny story, but it ain't really funny, but it's like
But
reality
it's,
when
it's
you listen
funny
to it.
now.
It's funnier. You know what I mean?
Now.
Yeah, and the dude that told the story was like African.
Yeah.
So he had the what a name, the accent, you know. And the dude said, "How to cook a frog."
Mm.
You ever heard this story?
Yeah.
You heard the story about how to cook frog?
Yeah.
Can you want to tell it
No.
with the accent?
No.
No?
You can tell it with the accent.
No, I don't know how to, Eddie. No, I don't know how to tell the story with it. But the dude had the strong African accent.
Right.
But basically, he was saying was, how do you kill a frog? How do you cook a frog? You don't put a frog in hot water to
Right.
cook it.
You
You
just
put a frog in lukewarm water.
yeah.
And he made that thing sound good because he
Yeah.
had to, you know how the Africans go,
Yeah.
He had to hold the,
Was he
thing
a
going.
preacher?
He was like a preacher.
He was like a preacher.
He was like a preacher.
Did he
He
have
more like a
musicians?
prophet than a preacher.
Okay, he didn't have musicians though.
I think he did have musicians, but the killed it
Okay,
anyway.
that was it. He didn't need a three. He didn't need a 3-chord.
No,
Okay.
I don't really know what a 3-chord is.
When you kick your leg or when you stump your foot,
That's a
that's
3?
usually when the 3 come in.
Okay. All right.
Or the 1.
Or the one.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
This is really helping me. So see how you're
Yeah.
attached to that? You're
Yeah.
not detached, you're attached to that.
I'm attached to it. I
Yeah,
see where you're
but
going.
the dudes say you cook a frog by putting them in warm water and just heating it up.
Yeah. Little by little.
And before you know it, you cook the frog because
He didn't realize.
the water was hot, it was getting hotter, but he got comfortable.
Wow.
And I think
Ooh.
we celebrate where we are,
Mm-hmm.
going back to where we started, but we never get so comfortable to where we're not paying attention to
Mm-hmm.
people, where we're not considering their feelings, where we're not considering our own feelings.
Right.
Because my emotional health is major these days.
Mm-hmm.
And we get in where we fit in, where there's space, where people allow us. And I'll shut up and let you go because you had something deep to say.
I did.
No, it was deep.
No,
It was pre-deep. It was pre-deep.
It was not pre-deep.
Yeah, it was pre-deep.
I mean that was the way that you said you get comfortable in a thing. And that's another one. We want to run to comfort so bad. We want to get from an uncomfortable position to a comfortable position. We're trying to hurry so much from that we don't get what we're supposed to learn from that uncomfortable place. Like, who knows what that frog would have learned if he was just paying attention to his surroundings. All right, I might not be able to jump out here, but I might be able to ease up the side or something like that. Or I might have to wait for him to bring the spoon in and stir me up, make it look like I'm dead. But he sat there, you know what I'm saying, because he just got comfortable and he didn't notice. Well, I can't say didn't notice, but just
It wasn't enough to make him
it
jump
just
out the
yeah,
fire.
it wasn't enough to make him think. And a lot of times that's what happens in our own life. A lot of times we'll get into those comfortable positions and God will come in and be like, nah, bro, I gotta nudge you a little bit.
Yeah.
I gotta put you, you know what I'm saying? I gotta put you in a little something else so I can get something else out you because there's more to it. You know, I was wondering why, because I wanted to be sweet on keys like, you know, LJ.
Yeah, like they do LJ.
Yeah, I wanted to
you
be
do
sweet on keys like LJ, but you know what I'm saying?
And be able to sing.
Yeah, and be able to sing,
Let go
but
and let God.
right.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? There was just other things that he intended for me to do. Not saying that I couldn't be sweet at the same time, but sometimes he'll limit what you can get in a certain area to let you know that, hey man, this is not it. And some of us can sit there and throw that pity party like you said and just sit there, or we can kind of try to roll with the punches. All right, I see that you kind of limited me to here. So let me see, you know what I'm saying, how I can pivot and what I can pivot to. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So don't be afraid of the discomfort. I would be more afraid of comfort. I don't know if that was deep or not.
No, I mean it was pretty deep.
It was pretty deep. How deep was it?
It was pretty
Like
deep.
it was shallow in?
No. It was like deep.
Maybe 5 feet.
Yeah, something like that. Like people could swim.
Okay,
Yeah,
they can
people
still touch their
people could
tiptoe.
swim. I think our relationship, in context, I think our relationship it's always good to have someone that you can pour into, you can share ideas with, but also someone that has maybe have a different point of view. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think what I offer to many relationships like ours at you know, at this phase, not level, but this phase is consistency, man. I'm big on that. I talk to you about that often. I talk about relationships a lot, doing people right.
Right.
You know,
Yep.
yeah, and even when people do you wrong, tell them. You need to cut them off, but
Yeah.
don't just go away. Like, tell them why.
Tell them why. Oh, I'm good. Oh, I'm good for
I don't
that.
want this contract no more. I don't want to do this no more.
I'm good
And
for
this is
that.
why. Don't have
I'm-
people guessing.
Nah, you're gonna be guessing.
Yeah, that's
With me,
been an
you're
issue.
gonna be guessing.
That's
I'm
the
sorry.
issue.
That
That's
is
why
an
I keep,
issue.
That's why I keep bringing it
But-
up. Like, no, tell them. This don't change your actions toward them. If you need to let that contract go, if you need to stop doing this, if you don't want to be a part, fine. But let them know. Don't have people guessing. Be clear
Yeah.
about why you did or didn't do.
Would.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I'm the one. I'm a quietly exit.
Yeah.
I'm a quietly exit. I'm gonna
Quietly
get out
exit with a clear reason why.
Yeah. Well,
left.
let them know a clear reason.
Yeah,
reason why.
and this gonna take some time, kind of
Yeah.
like getting up early.
Yeah,
it don't
yeah.
click in one day.
Right. It'll.
Yeah, one day,
Eddie.
one day,
Eddie.
one day you gonna get it, cause for years
Eddie.
you want to get up early.
Yeah,
But
yeah. But
now you
we
getting up
getting-
early.
Now we getting there.
yeah,
but,
you getting up early, and it wasn't nothing new said. Just
Right.
one day you're like, you know what?
Maybe I need to do this.
I probably should get up earlier because I could get off early.
Right.
Yeah.
And have everything done.
Yeah.
And be able to do something else
Yeah.
other than cut all day
Yeah.
in the hot sun.
Yeah. So I think this conversation has been good.
Absolutely.
I think that the way we get in, where we fit in, we pay attention to ourselves.
Right.
We pay attention to the doors that are opened by others.
Mm-hmm.
We don't prejudge those doors that we've never even walked in before.
Absolutely.
You know, we don't emotionally detach if we can help it when
Right.
things don't go our way.
Mm.
And did I miss anything?
No, I think we there.
Yeah,
And
you think-
then we just talked about relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, anything else I'm missing? Anything else you want to add to the whole getting in where you fit in? Because it's a work.
Yeah.
It's a job.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a
absolute-
job. It's work.
Yeah. Wow. I like how all that fit together though. That was masterful. Did you come up with that by yourself?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I came up with that by myself.
Okay.
So some places I fit before,
I
You
don't
know,
fit no more.
I don't fit now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I needed to fit there for a while
Absolutely.
to do the next thing,
Right.
and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm at a place in my life, and some people may be here on this that's watching or listening. You know, I'm at a place in my life. Some things are changing for the better. Some things are changing. It looks like for the worse. Some things just changing. They just different.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not because I did anything wrong. It's not because people are against me. Things change, man. Nothing lasts forever.
Right.
And nothing lasts forever. We're not gonna be here forever.
Mm-hmm.
So we gotta learn how to adapt and adjust.
Right.
That getting in where you fit in is about adapting
And adjusting.
and adjusting. Look at COVID.
Yeah.
Look at
Ooh.
what happened.
A lot
like
of things had to change.
stuff
didn't
went away, stuff closed, people
Right.
went away. You know, it's people that still support the real church who ain't never came back to church ever.
it? Wow.
I see them in the store, I see them in the mall, I see them everywhere, but they are comfortable
Wait.
watching TV on the phone.
That's okay.
And I mean watching church on the phone. And hey, that's where they at.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I gotta be, because that's their life.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have to watch us online. So,
Right.
you know, so hey, thank you. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so things have changed, things
Mm-hmm.
are changing, things will always change. But we need to know how to adapt.
Absolutely.
We need to know how to adjust. It's things we're doing now we never did before.
Right.
That's okay.
Absolutely. So how do you? And I need this. This is for me. We would have this conversation whether we were on camera or not.
Or the fire pit, yeah.
So yeah, sitting by the fire pit. So what kind of things do you do in order to notice that these changes are happening and to let them happen instead of fighting against the current?
I read.
Okay.
I ask questions.
Okay.
I ask questions of people who are, I guess, farther along in my position,
Right.
or who have just been doing it longer.
Absolutely.
Right? No judgment, no matter, you know more people, whatever.
Mhm.
Like, and then it's a funny thing that happens, especially with preachers and church people
Right.
and stuff. It's weird. It's happened to me so many times. I just
Okay.
gotta say it. And, you know, some people ask for your help, and then you give them your advice, and then they say they're gonna go to God. Well, hell, why you didn't go to
Why?
God in the first place?
Right,
Like nothing's wrong. I'm not going against God. You ask me my opinion from my experience. I give it to you, and then you try to change my mind. Like, what we doing?
Right.
Right. Yeah. So
stop playing.
So I feel like if a person's gonna give me their opinion, and I feel like they're good enough for me to ask their opinion based on their experience, their history, I need to actually take it in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, and a lot of times, what I do in those times too, I ask people that I know don't have a dog in the fight. Like
Somebody
they
from
don't
the
go
outside.
they don't go to my church. They
Wow.
don't.
That's
you know what I'm
good.
saying? I value their voice.
Right.
And I have a lot of people, and I'm proud to say this today. I have a lot of people who I get nothing from, and they get nothing from me. We just like each other. Like we down for each other, or we learning from each other, and we have no business dealings, right?
Yeah.
That those things have come along, and now some of us have dealings.
That's
but,
fire.
Yeah, so I ask people, man. I feel like people here for a reason. God put people on this earth for a reason. I think it's somebody that's went through what you're going through, and it may be worse for you because you just didn't ask them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer. What do mentors do? They do what?
They break down time barriers.
They crush time barriers.
They
That's
crush. I said
absolute.
break down. He
Break
said
down,
crush.
Same thing.
Same thing.
So a mentor, somebody
That gets you there quicker.
You should if you got a mentor.
Right.
And some of you don't need mentors because you don't value mentors yet. What you need to do is read a book.
Come on. Ooh, I was
You
finna
read a
get
book.
ready to go
You
back
don't
to
need
that.
you
Put
don't
the
need-
camera on me
Some
when I say
people don't
that.
need mentors. Listen to me. You don't need a mentor. Your life ain't even set up to have a mentor. You're not consistent. You ain't gonna value their time. You're gonna run away good people right now. Your life ain't consistent. You're gonna have a meeting scheduled at 10. You ain't gonna call them at 10:15 or 9:58 and tell them you gotta reschedule. You don't need a mentor. You need to read books of people that you value and dedicate your time to those books.
Absolutely.
I got more out of, and I know dudes that live by faith, but I got more out of reading Michael Todd book, Crazy Faith, than I'm gonna get out of going to his conference right now in my life.
Absolutely.
I ain't got time to go to his conference or watch him every Sunday. I've never heard him preach a whole sermon. But his book, Crazy Faith,
Yeah.
I read it twice.
That's fire.
And I start giving it to people, and then I ask them, and they like, nah, I didn't read it. And I ask them, nah, you didn't read it. Man, I'm almost about ready to say, get my book back.
That
Because it did too much for me, and I gave it to you. I got 17 books that I got to give away. They sitting in the back of my truck right now.
really.
Yeah, but I really got to be led on the right people. And I'm still pissed off about Michael. I said pissed off. I'm still
Yeah, he
pissed off
said it.
about the Michael Todd book
Right.
that wasn't read.
Right.
Yeah, I bought 17 books yesterday
Come on, man.
to give away to somebody,
Absolutely.
to some people.
Yeah.
Same book.
Yeah. Same. Michael
Same-
Todd.
No. This is another book.
Okay.
About stress and some other stuff.
Sweet.
But yeah,
Yeah, man. That
ask for help. So I guess to answer your question,
ask for help.
ask for help.
And be open to the avenues that the help is going to come from. Because what I really wanted to ask you, do those books have to be the Bible? Because us going to church,
Absolutely not.
the first thing we talk, I'm finna go to my Bible. Not saying that anything is wrong with the Bible. The Bible has many great stories, but you have to find something that pertains to the area that you're trying to get to.
You just bought me a book. What's that book you just bought me?
Atomic Habits.
Yeah, just brought me a book. I'm 2 chapters in. I should have been like 7.
Man, it's all right, man.
But,
Take your time.
yeah.
Get all the meat off the
A couple
bone.
weeks, a week or so ago.
Yeah,
2
man.
weeks ago. Yeah.
But
I read the first chapter twice. Right.
Get all the meat off the bone on that.
Yeah, Atomic Habits. Yeah. So
that's where I started. That's really where I started, you know what I'm saying, my journey of, like I said earlier, some people are results driven. You got to be process driven. You got to pay attention to those small details. In the small details are your wins and your losses. You know what I'm saying? Not every play is going to be a home run. Not every play is going to be a 90-yard bomb down the field. It's going to be 3 or 4 yards from a workhorse running back on down the field until you make it down there. It might not even be a touchdown. It might be a field goal. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, you know what I'm saying, those books are very instrumental. Like for me.
read the Bible though.
Yeah, I read. Now, don't
Read
get me wrong.
Esther.
I read
Read
the
Esther.
Bible. I need to read Esther.
Yeah,
I was
because
supposed
every
to
time
read.
I ask you about Esther, you tell me about Proverbs. Like, get your life together.
Don't put the camera on me at this point. Don't put the camera on me when he talk about this. You right. Cause
Yeah.
I like to read Proverbs, man.
I like to read Proverbs too.
Man,
But when the preacher say read Esther too, you're supposed to read Esther and Proverbs.
it's not like I'm trying to be disobedient to the pastor.
Nah, you don't be disobedient. You just
know what I'm saying?
you're a free spirit. You live where you live, where you reside.
But that Proverbs is where it's at, man. That gives you a lot of practical knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I wanna get you in more often, man, in here. But we talked about getting in where we fit in today,
Right.
man. And I thank God that He allowed space for you to get in and fit in, man.
Absolutely.
You a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
You know I don't like musicians.
Yeah.
It's only.
But I'm
couple
not
y'all
really
I
a
even
musician,
talk to.
though.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I like you.
A lot of
You know what
people
I'm
would
saying?
not
Like,
consider me a musician.
Yeah, I don't.
Don't do that.
Yeah. So I just, I don't. Yeah. So it's good, and I know you don't like preachers. So the feelings are mutual.
Exactly.
Yeah, the feelings are mutual.
Not saying that you're not a real preacher,
Yeah,
but you're a
yeah.
relatable preacher.
Yeah.
You know
So-
what I'm saying?
so-
like,
so
look
it's-
at your glasses.
Yeah, like it's all good. Like,
What preacher you know wear glasses like that?
bruh, you lucky this camera on, man. You lucky this camera on. Hey, we signing off. Get in
Yeah.
where you fit in.
Get it.
Go find your space.
Absolutely.
Go find your place. Don't fight. Don't go against people. Jesus even talked, look at me preaching. Jesus even talked about if you would go to a particular place or a particular city and they wouldn't receive you, just dust your feet off and go on to the next place. With the space and the place he has for you, you may have to fight to get there, but you won't have to fight to stay there. People are gonna want you there, and they're gonna appreciate you for who you are right now. And the amazing thing is they'll help cultivate you for the next place. Please listen to the people that are around you, even if you don't agree. Listen, because it shows you who you have around you, and it shows you where they think you are. I love you. Have a good one. It's me and my main man, Chris Moran.
Absolutely.
Signing off, Big Chris with the big beard. You understand me?
It's growing.
Signing off on the ones and twos.
Yeah.
Okay, and the threes and the fours.
Peace, man.
All
I
right.
appreciate you.
All right, next time.
Yeah.